The champagne glasses shattered against the marble floor of the Hale family estate like accusations hurled in the dead of night, each shard a whisper of doubt that had festered for months. Alex Harper, heart pounding in his chest like a war drum, stood frozen in the wreckage of what should have been their perfect anniversary toast. Jordan's hand still warm in his, but the room's eyes, cold, calculating, stripped him bare. In that instant, as the millionaire's sister sneered the word gold digger, loud enough for the chandeliers to tremble, Alex knew their love, forged in stolen glances and midnight confessions, was on trial, and the verdict hung on a secret buried deeper than any grave. Jordan Hale pulled him closer, his voice a low rumble against Alex's ear. Ignore them. We're unbreakable. But Alex couldn't shake the chill. It clawed at him, reminding him of the boy he'd been, scraping by in a rundown Brooklyn apartment, dreaming of a life beyond the grind. Now, at 28, married to a man whose fortune could buy cities, he was the villain in their fairy tale. The whispers had started small, tabloid headlines, snide comments at galas, but tonight, they erupted. Jordan's family, old money laced with new tech billions, saw only a pretty face chasing a payday. Alex's hazel eyes, usually sparkling with mischief, dulled under the weight. He loved Jordan fiercely, for the way his laughter filled empty boardrooms, for the gentle fingers tracing scars from Alex's rough youth. But love, it seemed, wasn't enough to silence the wolves. As the party dissolved into awkward farewells, Alex slipped away to the estate's library, the scent of leather-bound books a fleeting sanctuary. He sank into an armchair, the city's distant hum filtering through the French windows like a lullaby he couldn't trust. Jordan found him there, silver streaks in his dark hair catching the lamplight. His broad shoulders slouched with rare defeat. They're wrong, Alex. You know that. Jordan knelt before him, gray eyes searching, hands cupping Alex's face with the tenderness that had first unraveled him 2 years ago. Their meeting had been serendipity in a Seattle coffee shop. Alex, a struggling graphic designer sketching logos on napkins, spilling latte on Jordan's bespoke shirt. Laughter had bloomed from the mess, evolving into late-night walks along Puget Sound, where Jordan confessed his divorce from a loveless marriage, and Alex admitted his fear of being just another rebound. But doubt was a thief stealing moments meant for joy. They had eloped in a quiet ceremony by the bay, rings exchanged under a canopy of stars, vowing forever against the world's noise. San Francisco welcomed them with open arms, its rainbow flags fluttering like promises kept, but Jordan's elite circle closed ranks. Invitations dried up, emails went unanswered. Alex threw himself into freelance work, designing apps for queer youth charities, but the isolation gnawed. Tonight's gala, meant to celebrate their first year, had twisted into an inquisition. Jordan's sister, Victoria, with her diamond choker and venomous tongue, had cornered Alex by the dessert table. Darling, we all know your type. Charming, ambitious, until the prenup kicks in. Her laugh had been a blade, twisting deeper when Jordan wasn't looking. Alex leaned into Jordan's touch now, inhaling the faint cedar of his cologne. I don't care what they say. I care that it hurts you. Jordan's lips brushed his forehead, a kiss like rain on parched earth. It doesn't. Not when I have this. Their mouths met softly at first, then with the hunger of survivors, hands roaming with desperate reassurance. In the library's hush, they reclaimed each other, shirts unbuttoned, breaths mingling, until the world outside faded. But as they dressed, Alex's phone buzzed. A voicemail from his aunt in New York. Alex, honey, your father's things. We found something. Come home. The call pulled at threads long buried. Elias Harper, Alex's dad, had died 6 months ago from a sudden heart attack, leaving behind a modest brownstone in Brooklyn and a lifetime of unspoken regrets. Elias had been a quiet man, a high school history teacher who raised Alex alone after his mother fled when he was 5. They shared Sunday barbecues and baseball games, but Elias's eyes always held shadows. Secrets about a family fortune squandered, or loves lost to time. The funeral had been small, attended by neighbors and a few cousins. Jordan at Alex's side, his presence a rock amid the grief. Now, this vague message stirred unease. What something could change anything. The next morning, they boarded Jordan's private jet to New York, the skyline shrinking below like discarded doubts. Alex pressed his forehead to the window, watching clouds swallow the coast. Jordan squeezed his hand. Whatever it is, we'll face it together. Alex nodded, but his mind raced. Growing up, money was a myth. Elias stretching paychecks for art supplies and college tuition, teaching Alex that love was the real wealth. At 18, Alex had come out to his dad over cold pizza, heart in his throat, only for Elias to hug him tight and say, "Son, be brave. The world's not kind to dreamers, but you're mine." Those words had carried him through bar gigs and dead-end jobs, until Jordan. The brownstone greeted them with creaky stairs and the faint must of old newspapers. Aunt Clara, plump and silver-haired, enveloped Alex in a flour-dusted hug, her bakery apron still tied. "Oh, my boy, you look too thin. Jordan, you feeding him?" Jordan chuckled, charming as ever, while Alex scanned the living room, cluttered with Elias's relics. Faded photos, a worn Dodgers cap, stacks of yellowed journals. Clara led them to the attic, dust motes dancing in the beam from a single bulb. He kept everything up here, but this box was hidden under the floorboards. Inside, amid letters and trinkets, lay a leather-bound journal, its cover cracked like weathered skin. Alex's fingers trembled as he opened it, Elias's meticulous script leaping out. Dates from the 1980s, entries laced with longing. The first page hit like lightning. "Today, I met Thomas. God, his smile. It's like sunlight breaking through Jersey fog. But he's from money, old Philadelphia stock, and I'm just a kid from the docks. What if he thinks I'm after his name?" Alex's breath caught. Thomas Hale, Jordan's father. The pieces collided in his mind, a mosaic of fate too cruel to be coincidence. Jordan peered over his shoulder, his face paling. "Elias, he knew my dad." Clara nodded solemnly. "They were young loves, separated by class and secrets. Your father never spoke of it, Alex, but after Thomas died, Elias changed. This journal, it's his heart on paper." As rain pattered against the attic window, Alex read on, voice cracking. Elias's words painted a vivid heartbreak. Stolen weekends in hidden cabins upstate, whispers of forever shattered when Thomas's family discovered their affair. "They called me a fortune hunter, said I'd ruin him. He chose them, or so it seemed. But tonight, he slipped me this ring. For when we're free, I'll wait, Thomas. Always." The parallels stabbed deep. Alex, accused as Elias had been, loving a Hale against the tide. Jordan sank to the floor, journal in lap, tears carving paths down his stubbled cheeks. Dad never mentioned. He was so distant after Mom left. Alex knelt beside him, their foreheads touching, a silent vow amid the revelation. But the journal held more. Clues to a hidden trust, assets Elias had squirreled away from his brief time with Thomas, meant for the one who carries our light. It wasn't riches, but proof. Love's quiet legacy, untainted by greed. Word spread like wildfire through Jordan's family network. Victoria called that evening, her voice syrupy with feigned concern. "Darling, this journal nonsense. It's tragic, really, but doesn't change facts." Alex is still. Jordan cut her off, steel in his tone. "It changes everything. Read it yourself." He mailed copies overnight, the package a gauntlet thrown. Meanwhile, Alex and Jordan retreated to the brownstones' garden, under a willow tree where Elias once taught him to swing. They made love there, slow and reverent, bodies entwined like roots seeking soil, reclaiming stolen time. But shadows lingered. Tabloids twisted the story. Millionaire's son unearths daddy's dirty secret, painting Alex as a schemer dredging graves for gain. Protests erupted outside Jordan's San Francisco office, queer activists clashing with suits, chanting for truth over tradition. Alex faced it head-on, granting an interview to a local podcast. His voice steady despite the knot in his throat. "My dad loved fiercely without apology. That's the legacy I live. Jordan and I, we're not a transaction. We're a testament." The journal's full weight unfolded over weeks. Elias had documented not just romance, but resilience. How he'd built a life teaching history to at-risk kids, instilling values of equity and heart. One entry detailed a final letter from Thomas, smuggled before his death. "Forgive me, Elias. Our son Jordan, he's the bridge. Protect him, and find your own light." Tears blurred the ink as Alex read it aloud to Jordan by the fireplace, flames mirroring the fire in their eyes. "He knew about you," Jordan whispered, "and he chose you for me." Climax brewed at the annual Hale Foundation Gala, a glittering affair in a Manhattan ballroom where power players mingled like sharks in silk. Victoria had rallied the clan, planning a discreet intervention. Lawyers on speed dial, whispers of annulment. Alex arrived on Jordan's arm, the journal's photocopies tucked in his jacket like armor. The room hushed as they entered, heads turning, murmurs rippling. Victoria approached, champagne flute extended like a truce. "Alex, dear, let's talk privately." In a side parlor, she unleashed, "This sob story? It's convenient. Elias was a nobody, grasping at shadows. You're cut from the same cloth." Alex's pulse thundered, but he met her gaze. "Nobody?" He raised a son who loves without chains. "That's more than your ledgers can buy." Jordan burst in, face thunderous, journal in hand. "Enough, Vic, Dad's words don't lie. He loved Elias, really loved. And I love Alex the same." The confrontation spilled into the hall, guests clustering like moths to drama. Victoria snatched the journal, flipping pages with manicured nails. Romantic drivel. Prove it's real. Alex's voice rose, raw and unyielding. It's real because it echoes us. Accused, abandoned, but unbroken. A gasp rippled. Thomas's cousin, elderly and teary, stepped forward. I remember Elias. Thomas never stopped talking of him. The family buried it, but it's true. Pandemonium followed. Flashes from hidden phones, shouts of support from younger guests, queer allies linking arms in solidarity. Victoria fled, her empire of illusion cracking. As dawn broke over the Hudson, Alex and Jordan walked Central Park hand in hand, the journal between them like a sacred text. We're free now, Jordan said, kissing Alex under a canopy of autumn leaves. Months later, the trust surfaced. A modest sum, enough for Alex to fund his charity app nationwide, empowering LGBTQ youth with stories of hidden loves. Victoria recanted publicly, her apology a grudging bridge. But the true victory was quieter. Family dinners where Elias's photo watched over laughter, Jordan's hand in Alex's under the table, a legacy woven from pain into purpose. Love, the journal proved, wasn't dug from gold but forged in fire. Enduring, unapologetic, eternal. In the end, as snow dusted Brooklyn streets, Alex added his own entry to the journal's blank pages. Dad, you were right. Bravery wins. And Jordan, he's my forever light. They toasted with Elias's favorite whiskey, glasses clinking like promises kept, two souls bound not by wealth, but by the profound truth that some loves rewrite history itself. The winter chill seeped through the brownstone's windows like uninvited doubt, but inside, the fire crackled with newfound warmth. Alex traced the journal's spine, its leather soft as a lover's whisper, while Jordan stirred mulled wine in the kitchen, humming an old Sinatra tune that echoed Elias's vinyl collection. It had been 3 months since the gala's storm, and the world had shifted subtly, like seasons turning. Tabloids moved on to fresher scandals, Victoria's silence a white flag, but the scars lingered in quiet moments, when Alex caught his reflection and saw not just the man Jordan cherished, but the boy who'd learned to armor his heart. Their life in San Francisco resumed with tentative grace. Jordan's tech firm, Hale Innovations, buzzed with projects blending AI and social good apps detecting bias in hiring, platforms connecting isolated queer elders. Alex dove deeper into his designs, the trust's funds fueling Echoes, a digital archive of untold LGBTQ stories, starting with Elias and Thomas's. Late nights found them in Jordan's home office overlooking the bay, Alex sketching interfaces while Jordan coded, their feet tangled under the desk. You're brilliant, you know that? Jordan would murmur, pulling Alex onto his lap for a kiss that tasted of coffee and certainty. Yet, ripples from the past stirred unrest. A letter arrived one gray afternoon, postmarked Philadelphia, sealed with the Hale crest. Jordan slid it open, his face tightening. It's from Grandfather Hale's estate. They want the journal back, for family records. Alex's stomach nodded. The old guard, Thomas's brother Edmund, a widower clinging to blue blood relics, had surfaced. They can't have it, Alex said firmly. It's ours, Elias's truth. Jordan nodded, but worry etched lines around his eyes. Edmund's not like Vic. He's broken. Lost Dad young. Never forgave the secrets. That evening, they drove to a secluded cove south of the city, where waves crashed like unresolved confessions. Jordan spread a blanket on the sand, unpacking a picnic of crusty bread, brie, and strawberries, echoes of their first date. As the sun dipped, painting the sky in bruised purples, he confessed, I was scared, Alex. When we met, I thought you were too good, pure heart in a cynical world. Now, knowing Dad's story, feels fated. Alex fed him a berry juice-staining lips. Fate or not, I chose you. Every day. Their embrace deepened, clothes shed against the cooling air, bodies moving in rhythm with the tide, passionate, healing, a reclamation of joy. Back home, the letter's shadow grew. Edmund called Jordan directly, voice gravelly over speakerphone. Boy, that book's poison. Your father was weak, chasing whims. Don't drag our name through it. Jordan's grip whitened on the phone. Grandpa, Dad was alive with Elias. That's strength. Pause, then a sigh. Come to Philly. See for yourself. There's more you don't know. Alex, eavesdropping from the hall, felt a pull, answers, perhaps closure, but laced with risk. They flew east the next week, the journal in Alex's carry-on like a talisman. Philadelphia greeted them with crisp autumn air and cobblestone streets, Edmund's townhouse a bastion of mahogany and oil portraits. The old man, 82 and frail in a tweed jacket, eyed Alex with hawkish scrutiny. So, you're the Echo, he muttered, pouring scotch with unsteady hands. Over dinner, roast lamb and tense silences, Edmund unfolded his grudge. Thomas's elopement threat, the family's intervention, a payoff to silence Elias. We saved the Hale legacy. Your father never recovered. Jordan's face hardened. You broke him. Edmund's eyes, faded blue like Thomas's, welled. I protected him from scandal, from poverty. Elias was fire. Thomas, ash. Alex, silent till then, slid the journal across the table. Read this. See the man you dismissed. Pages turned, Edmund's breath hitching at entries of Elias's devotion. His quiet triumphs teaching in underfunded schools. He never hated you, Alex said softly. He pitted the cage you built. Midnight found the three men by the study fire, scotch loosening tongues. Edmund confessed a hidden cache. Thomas's letters to Elias, bundled in a safe. Burn them or keep them. But no, your marriage mirrors theirs. Fight for it. Dawn brought uneasy alliance. Edmund donated to Echoes, a grudging olive branch. As they departed, he clasped Jordan's hand. Love wisely, son. It's the only fortune. The flight home was buoyant. Alex's head on Jordan's shoulder. We turned poison to purpose, he murmured. But fate tested again. Victoria, scheming from afar, leaked Dr. Journal scans to a gossip site. Hale Air's sham. Dead Dad's fake romance exposed. Fury ignited. Jordan's board whispered of distractions. Investors pulled back. Alex, scrolling headlines in their bed, felt the old accusations revive. They're winning, he whispered. Jordan pulled him close, fierce. No, we're the story now. They countered with a press event at Echo's launch. Alex unveiling the app amid rainbow banners. Jordan speaking of legacies unbroken. Cameras flashed as they kissed on stage. Unashamed. The crowd erupting in cheers. Victoria's ploy backfired. Sponsors flooded in, her isolation complete. Winter deepened, holidays blending traditions. Jordan's sleek tree with Elias's heirloom ornaments. Amid twinkling lights, Alex proposed expanding Echoes to schools, Jordan vowing support. Their nights wove intimacy with ambition. Lazy mornings and sheets tangled. Afternoons brainstorming over takeout. One storm-lashed evening, power out. They lit candles, reading journal passages aloud, laughter mingling with tears. To Elias and Thomas, Jordan toasted. And us. Spring bloomed with renewal. Edmund visited San Francisco, frail but fierce, sharing war stories of Thomas's youth. Family mended, fractures healing. Alex's designs won awards. Jordan's firm thrived on ethical tech. Yet, a final shadow loomed. An anonymous threat to Echo servers, code laced with hate. Victoria's final lash? They fortified, turning vulnerability to strength. Alex coding defenses while Jordan rallied allies. In the cove again, under starfire, Alex knelt. Marry me again, not eloping but bold. Show them. Jordan's yes was a vow renewed. Rings exchanged with journal as witness. Their ceremony, public and proud, filled the garden with allies, not skeptics. Rainbows arching as they danced, love's light undimmed. Summer heat baked the city, turning San Francisco's hills into mirages of doubt and desire. Alex wiped sweat from his brow in the Echo's office. A converted warehouse buzzing with interns inputting stories. Trans-elders migrations, by icons' hidden lives. The app had exploded, downloads surging after their vow renewal, but success bred envy. Late one night, as Jordan reviewed quarterly reports in their penthouse, Alex's phone lit with a blocked number. Digging up graves won't bury the truth. You're done. His blood iced. Victoria, unbowed, striking from shadows. Jordan, sensing the shift, crossed the room in 3 strides. What is it? Alex showed him, voice steady despite the tremor. She's escalating. Hired a PI, maybe, digging into my past. Jordan's jaw clenched, protective fire in his eyes. We'll end this. Private investigators of their own traced the call to a burner, but whispers linked it to Victoria's circle. Sleepless, they lay entwined, Jordan's heartbeat a lullaby against Alex's back. Remember Seattle? Jordan murmured. You spilled coffee, stole my heart. That's our truth. Flashbacks warmed the chill. That rainy afternoon, Alex, 26, hustling designs in a cramped cafe. Jordan, fresh from a board meeting, tie loosened, had laughed off the stain, buying refills until closing. Conversations flowed. Jordan's loneliness post-divorce. Alex's dreams of art that mattered. A week later, dinner at a hole-in-the-wall dim-sum spot, hands brushing over dumplings, sparks igniting. You're different, Jordan had said, thumb tracing Alex's knuckles. Real. Their first kiss, under cafe awnings, tasted of rain and revelation. Tentative, then consuming, bodies pressing with years of unspoken need. Now, threats mounted, vandalized Echo's posters, hacked emails spewing slurs. Alex pushed through, channeling fear into fuel, a new feature for anonymous survivor stories. Jordan stood sentinel, his love a shield. But cracks showed. Arguments flared over security. Alex snapping, "I won't hide." Jordan pulling back, wounded. "I just want you safe." A weekend retreat to Napa Vineyards mended them. Wine tastings dissolving into laughter. Hikes ending in meadow picnics where they made love under oaks, reconnecting souls. Edmund's health declined, summoning them east. In his Philly sickbed, tubes snaking like regrets, he pressed an envelope into Jordan's hand. Thomas's will amended late, for Elias's heir. Inside, stock certificates from Hale Industries, vested in Alex upon proof of lineage, not vast but validating, a fortune born of love, not greed. "He knew," Edmund rasped. "About you too," said it was poetic justice. Tears fell. Alex clasped the old man's hand. "Thank you for seeing now." Victoria's undoing accelerated. Leaked recordings caught her boasting of sabotage, allies turning. Jordan confronted her in a neutral cafe, journal on table. "Stop. Vic, Dad wouldn't want this." Her facade cracked, mascara streaking. "I was scared. For the family, for you." Sobs racked her. Alex, arriving late, witnessed the rawness. "We all are," he said gently. "But fear doesn't justify hate." Forgiveness wasn't instant, but seeds planted. Therapy sessions, shared meals, Victoria volunteering at Echoes, her sharpness softening. Autumn brought harvest. Echoes nominated for a Tech for Good award, Alex and Jordan as co-presenters. Backstage, nerves jangling, Jordan stole a kiss. "Proud of you, love." On stage, Alex's speech wove Elias's words with theirs. Love isn't inherited. It's chosen, fought for, proven in the quiet acts. Cheers thundered. Victoria, in the audience, applauded first. Yet, a deeper trial loomed. Alex's health faltered. Exhaustion from overwork manifesting in migraines. A doctor's visit revealing stress-induced arrhythmia. "Slow down," the cardiologist urged, echoing Elias's fate. Jordan's vigil was tender, canceling meetings to brew teas, read aloud from lighter books. In hospital quiet, Alex confessed fears. "What if I'm not enough, without the fight?" Jordan's kiss was fierce. "You're everything. Rest and we'll build slower." Recovery reshaped them. Alex delegated at Echoes, Jordan scaled back travel. Winters returned gentle, holidays with expanded family. Edmund via video, Victoria tentative but present. One eve, snow blanketing the city. They renewed rings in the brownstone. Clara baking pies, ghosts of Elias smiling. Love deepened, layered with wisdom, passion tempered by peace. Spring unveiled Victoria's redemption. Her memoir, Shadows of Legacy, detailing the Hale fractures, proceeds to LGBTQ causes. Critics hailed it. Alex penned the foreword, words of grace. Their bond with her grew, a sister-brother trio mending old rifts. Summer solstice found them at the cove, bonfire crackling. Alex, healthier, stronger, pulled Jordan to dance. Barefoot in sand, bodies swaying to imagine music. "To proofs," Jordan whispered, "and the loves that prove us." Under moonlit waves, they surrendered again, hearts synced in eternal rhythm. The solstice fire's embers glowed like unspoken promises as Alex and Jordan lay tangled on the blanket, sea breeze whispering secrets across their skin. Summer's peak brought a deceptive calm, but beneath it churned undercurrents. Echo's expansion straining resources, Jordan's bored eyeing his distractions, and a nagging echo in Alex's chest reminding him of fragility. Yet, in these stolen nights, they found fortitude, love's quiet rebellion against entropy. Back in the city, Alex threw himself into a collaboration, partnering with a Harlem-based queer archive, digitizing 1970s tapes of Stonewall survivors. Days blurred in editing suites, voices crackling with history, defiance, joy, loss. Jordan joined evenings, his tech-savvy streamlining uploads. "This is us," he'd say, arm around Alex's waist. Voices rising. Their home pulsed with purpose, walls lined with prints of Elias's sketches, hidden drawings of Thomas, discovered in the attic, now framed as talismans. Trouble brewed from an unlikely source. A former Echoes intern, Marcus, bitter over a past promotion, leaked internal emails to a rival blog. Twisted out of context, they painted Alex as a Nepo beneficiary, leveraging the Hale name for grants. The post went viral, dredging gold digger taunts anew. Alex's phone exploded, notifications like shrapnel. He slammed it down in their kitchen, steam rising from forgotten pasta. "It's endless," Why can't they let it be? Jordan, chopping herbs, set the knife aside. Because truth threatens comfort. But we've got receipts. He meant the journal, the trust, the lives changed. That night, they hosted a strategy dinner. Clara via Zoom, Victoria in person, her input sharp but supportive. Sue for defamation, she urged. Or spin it. Release a docuseries on Elias. Alex opted for vulnerability. A live Q&A on Echo's platform, fielding questions raw. Yes, I'm married to wealth. No, that's not why I love him. Watch the journal scans. Judge the heart, not the headlines. Viewers flooded in, comments shifting from venom to validation. Stories shared of similar slanders overcome. Marcus apologized publicly, fired but redirected to therapy. The backlash bolstered Echoes, donations doubling. Jordan, watching from the wings, pulled Alex into a hug post stream. You're a force. Their celebration spilled into the bedroom. Slow explorations rediscovering curves and hollows, breaths sinking in symphony. Fall's foliage turned the bay vivid, mirroring inner shifts. Edmund passed quietly in October, his bedside vigil a mosaic of hails. Jordan, Victoria, even distant cousins. His will echoed Thomas's, bequest to Echoes, a letter for Alex. Boy, you proved the doubters wrong. Keep digging, for truths, not gold. Funerals blended grief with grace. Eulogies wove Elias's thread, Jordan's voice breaking as he spoke of bridges built. Winter holidays amplified healing. They hosted in Brooklyn, the brownstone aglow with lights. Clara's lax mingled with Jordan's LA Times-inspired fusion dishes, laughter echoing off walls once heavy with solitude. Victoria arrived with gifts, custom journal replicas for Echo's donors, her toast tentative. To family, redefined. Alex clinked glasses, warmth blooming. Late, by the tree, he and Jordan exchanged private vows, rings glinting. Through storms, Alex whispered. Jordan's reply, to stars. A new year dawned with ambition. Jordan greenlit a Hale division for social impact tech, Alex at the helm. Challenges arose. Regulatory hurdles, team clashes, but unity prevailed. One crisp morning, jogging the Embarcadero, Alex collapsed. A mild episode, but alarming. Hospital again, monitors beeping, Jordan's hand vice-tight. No more pushing, the doctor reiterated. Alex, foredripped, nodded. Promise. With you, it's enough. Recovery fostered balance. Yoga sessions overlooking the bay, date nights at hole-in-the-wall Ticarius, volunteering at youth centers. Alex mentored a shy teen artist, seeing echoes of himself. Jordan opened up in therapy, unpacking divorce scars. Their intimacy evolved, less frantic, more profound, explorations laced with whispers of futures. Adoption dreams, travels to Elias's Jersey roots. Spring rains nourished growth. Echoes hit a milestone, 1 million stories archived. The launch gala, in a Mission District warehouse, pulsed with drag performances and spoken word. Alex and Jordan danced under disco balls, Victoria cheering from the bar. A surprise guest, Marcus, redeemed, sharing his arc on stage. Midnight confetti fell like absolution. Summer returned, hotter, bolder. They honeymooned in the Keys, cabins on stilts over turquoise, days snorkeling reefs, nights hammocked in starlight. No phones, just them, skin salted, loves confessed in tidal murmurs. Back home, a letter from a Stonewall survivor. Your app gave me voice after decades silent. Thank you. Tears pricked. Alex framed it beside Elias's photo. Yet, a final gauntlet. A class action suit against Hale Innovations, alleging data misuse, spearheaded by a disgruntled ex-employee with Victoria's old ties. Stress peaked, Jordan's nights sleepless. Alex anchored him, reading journal passages of Elias's trials. He endured firings, evictions. We will too. Lawyers battled. Evidence mounted. Suit dismissed. Victoria testified, her words pivotal. I know shadows. This isn't one. Autumn's harvest was sweet. Settlements donated to causes. Firm reputation burnished. Family expanded. Adopting a rescue pup, Milo, a scruffy mutt mirroring their patchwork hearts. Holidays in the brownstone, Milo at their feet, Clara beaming. Jordan carved the turkey, Alex's hand on his knee under linen. Winter solstice bonfire at the cove, Milo chasing waves. Alex pulled Jordan close. 1 year wiser. Jordan's kiss. Infinitely yours. Under celestial vault, they dreamed aloud. Kids, perhaps, via surrogacy. A foundation blending Hales and Harpers. Spring's renewal. Echoes global, translations flowing. Alex's book deal. Proven. A love unearthed. Contract signed amid champagne. Jordan's pride shone. Summer solstice circled back. Fire renewed. As flames danced, Alex added to the journal. Cycles complete. Love's eternal. In each other's arms, they knew. Proven not by words, but by living the light. The journal's pages, now a living chronicle with Alex's additions, rested on the mantle like a crown of thorns turned to laurels. Summer's end whispered transitions, leaves hinting at gold before fall's blaze. Echo's global push demanded travel. Alex to Berlin for a queer history summit, Jordan trailing for tech panels. Airports became their limbo. Hurried kisses at gates, video calls bridging oceans. Miss your voice, Jordan texted from a Tokyo layover. Alex replied with a selfie, hazel eyes mischievous. Hurry home, Milo's plotting coups. Berlin streets, alive with graffiti rainbows, invigorated Alex. Panels debated digital legacies. He screened Elias's digitized letters. Audience rapt. A post-talk reception under chandelier glow introduced Elena, a fiery archivist with tales of Soviet-era purges. Your story mirrors ours. Love as resistance. Over schnitzel they bonded, her insights sharpening Echo's features. But homesickness tugged. Jordan's midnight call, voice husky from jet lag, grounded him. Tell me everything. Alex did, ending with, wish you were here to dance. Jordan's laugh. Soon. Love you, Firefly. Return brought reconnection. Airport reunion a tangle of limbs, cab ride home urgent with need. In their bed, overlooking fog-shrouded bridges, they unraveled days apart. Touches mapping longing. Moans a lexicon of reunion. Milo yipped approval from the footboard. Mornings after, coffee in bed, planning. A European tour next summer, blending work and whimsy. Fall deepened commitments. Jordan's board, once wary, proposed him for CEO, formalizing his impact pivot. Nerves frayed. Alex rehearsed speeches in their garden, Jordan pacing. What if they see the old doubts? Jordan fretted. Alex cupped his face. They see results. And me, your proof. Election day, Alex waited in the office lobby, heart sinking with the clock. Jordan emerged, grin splitting. It's mine. Champagne corks popped. Victoria called congratulations, her tone genuine. That night, rooftop toast with city lights as witnesses. They made love on chaise lounges, stars complicit. Winter's grip tightened with a curveball. Clara's diagnosis, early Parkinson's, manageable but sobering. They flew to New York, Brownstone a haven of care. Alex cooked her favorites, Jordan installed smart home aids. Evenings by fire, Clara shared Elias tales. His courtship of Alex's mom, fleeting but fond, post-heartbreak resilience. He'd be proud, boys. Her hand in theirs, frail but fierce. Milo curled at her feet, a furry therapist. Holidays anchored them. Expanded feast with Victoria, now auntie in training, regaling with Philly faux pas. Gifts unwrapped, Alex's for Jordan. A custom watch engraved, proven. Tears and gray eyes. Midnight mass at a queer-friendly chapel. Candles flickering, vows renewed. Back home, snow falling soft. They slow danced in the living room. Milo snoring chorus. A new year birthed bold strokes. Echo's VR exhibit, immersing users in historical loves. Elias and Thomas's cabin recreated. Beta tests moved testers to tears. Press raved. Jordan integrated it into Hale's education arm, synergy sparking. But balance wavered. Alex's book deadline loomed, pages pouring but draining. Migraines returned, whispers of burnout. Jordan intervened. Weekend off. Just us. They escaped to Big Sur, cliffside cabin with ocean roar. Hikes cleared minds, tide pools mirroring introspection. One sunset, Alex admitted, I fear fading, into your shadow. Jordan's embrace. You're the light, always. Spring unfurled collaborations. Elena visiting for the exhibit launch, her energy electric. Gala night, warehouse transformed, holograms flickering stories, drag queens emceeing. Alex's keynote wove personal to universal. Proof isn't in pages, but in persistence. Applause thundered. Elena hugged him fierce. After-party spilled into dawn, Jordan and Alex stealing moments on fire escapes. City pulsed their heartbeat. Summer's heatwave tested resolve. A cyber attack hit Echoes, data breach, stories exposed. Panic surged. Alex coordinated fixes, Jordan's team fortifying. Sleepless nights, but unity shone. Victoria PR savvy, quelling media frenzy. Elena offering Euro resources. Resolution came swift, breach traced to overseas trolls. Postmortem, Alex penned a manifesto. Vulnerability is our strength. Donations spiked, app users resilient. Solstice bonfire again. Flames higher. Milo older, grayer, but loyal. Alex and Jordan, tanned and tempered, toasted evolutions. To breaches bridged, Jordan said. Alex's kiss. And hearts unbreached. Under vast sky they charted stars, surrogacy consults booked, dreams materializing. Fall's palette painted progress. Book manuscript submitted, agent buzzing. Jordan's CO inaugural, Alex at dais, pride swelling. Winter holidays grandeur. Clara visiting Cali, wheelchair ramps installed. Feasts laughed through tremors. Love the steady hand. A quiet epiphany struck New Year's. Alex, journaling by window, realized the arc. From hook of shattered glass to this mosaic of mended. He showed Jordan, "We're the proof." Jordan's smile. And the story continues. New Year's dawn broke crisp over the bay. Resolutions hanging like mist. Fragile. Full of potential. Alex's book, Proven, hit shelves in February. Launches from Brooklyn to San Francisco drawing crowds hungry for authenticity. Signings became confessionals. Readers sharing parallel pains, gold digger barbs in modern guises. One young man, eyes wide, whispered, "You gave me courage to tell my partner." Alex signed with a flourish, heart full. Jordan shadowed events, his presence a quiet boast, hand at Alex's back like an anchor. Clara's visits increased, her spirit unbowed despite progression. They adapted the penthouse, voice-activated lights, a therapy pup for Milo. Afternoons, she'd regale with Elias anecdotes. His secret poetry slams in Greenwich Village, verses of veiled longing. He burned most, but these survived. Tucked in her purse, dog-eared pages Alex digitized for echoes, voices layering the archive. Spring's renewal carried a miracle, surrogacy match. Lila, a artist mom from Oakland, bonded over coffee, shared dreams of creative kids. Consults flowed. Profiles, plans, hopes whispered in clinic waits. Jordan's nerves surfaced in rare vulnerability. "What if I'm not father material? Like dad?" Alex soothed. "You'll be better, present proud." Scans confirmed viability. Joy bloomed tentative. Book tour peaked in Philly, Edmund's old haunt. At a reading, a Hale cousin attended. Tentative olive branch extended. "Grandpa spoke of you before, and said you healed us." Dinner followed, family threads reweaving. Victoria hosted, her home a gallery of reformed edges. Photos of her with Echo's youth. Toasts rang. To ghosts laid gentle. Summer swelled with anticipation. Pregnancy confirmed. Ultrasounds revealing twins, boys, a poetic echo. Alex and Jordan decorated a nursery, blues and rainbows, mobiles of historical icons. Cravings hit. Pickles at midnight, Jordan dashing stores, laughter echoing halls. Echoes thrived, VR exhibit touring Europe, Elena at helm stateside. But joy's shadow loomed. Victoria's relapse into old patterns. A heated board spat leaking to press. CEO's sister slams distraction marriage. Headlines twisted, dredging doubts. Jordan confronted her tearfully. "Why now?" She crumbled. "Fear. Of losing you to this new chapter." Therapy doubled. Boundaries set, but bonds bent not broken. Fall harvest coincided with baby showers. Rainbow-themed, Clara presiding, Lila glowing. Gifts piled. Tiny onesies etched proven. Alex's book climbed bestsellers, film rights buzzing. A Hollywood scout pitched biopic. They demurred. Ours to tell first. Winter's chill wrapped the impending arrival. Braxton Hicks' contractions tested nerves. Jordan's paternity leave approved, board evolving. Holidays in Brownstone, Clara's stories now for little ears. New Year's, bellies full. They danced slow, Milo dozing, surrogacy journey a year strong. Spring birthed miracles. Twins arrived April Fools, Elias Thomas and Harper James, cries harmonizing. Hospital room a sanctuary, Jordan weeping first hold, Alex's heart exploding. Lila visited, bond eternal. Homecoming parade. Victoria cooing, Clara knitting booties. Parenting reshaped rhythms. Feedings at dawn, Jordan's lullabies soft. Alex's designs laptop perched, Milo guardian. Echoes adapted, parental leave policy. Stories of queer families added. Book sequel conceived. Proven twice, fatherhood's light. Summer solstices shifted. Bonfires with baby carriers, flames reflecting tiny faces. Elena visited, ants in arms. Fall's leaves crunched under strollers, park walks weaving community. Winter holidays magical. Twins first snow, Brownstone aglow. Clara, Freilier, held them close. Elias's eyes in them. Jordan's CEO year-end speech dedicated to family. Proof in every breath. A year on, twins toddling, Alex journaled. From digger to dad, love's ultimate vindication. Jordan read, eyes shining, "Our greatest chapter." The twins' laughter bubbled like brook water through the penthouse, a symphony drowning old echoes. Elias Thomas, with Jordan's gray eyes and a mop of chestnut curls, toddled after Harper James, whose hazel gaze mirrored Alex's mischief. At 2, they were whirlwinds, blocks toppling empires, baths splashing tsunamis. Alex scooped Harper midchase, tickles eliciting squeals, while Jordan wrestled Elias into jammies, his baritone voice crooning, "Twinkle, twinkle" off-key. These domestic tempests were their new normal, chaos laced with bliss. Echoes evolved under the strain and stretch of fatherhood. Alex, semi-remote, mentored via Zoom, features expanding to family narratives, adoption tales, blended kinships. Lila became godmother. Monthly playdates, her art studio a canvas of crayons. Clara relocated closer, assisted living in the mission, her visits twin magnets. My great-grands, she'd coo, hands steadying on walkers, stories now interactive, puppet shows of Elias's adventures. Jordan's CEO mantle weighed heavier, mergers demanding travel. A Tokyo trip loomed. Alex masked anxiety with packed lunches. Call every hour, he teased. Airport goodbyes tugged. Twins waving chubby fists, Jordan's kiss lingering. Alone, Alex orchestrated bedtime routines, Milo sidekick. Video calls bridged. Jordan's hotel glow illuminating tiny faces. Daddy's missing snuggles. Return was revelry. Suitcases unpacked to tickle wars, exhaustion melting into midnight talks. I hate leaving. Alex's hand in his. We hold the fort. Always. Fall's equinox brought a reckoning. Book sequel deadline. Pages stalled by sippy cups. Alex retreated to the brownstone weekends, journal open for inspiration. Elias's words flowed anew, resilience in routine. Draft surged. Chapters on paternity's proofs, doubters silenced by diaper dashes. Victoria contributed a foreword. Her journey from skeptic to anti-arc etched raw. Winter holidays amplified traditions. Twins' second Christmas, brownstone tree towering. Clara directed ornament hangs. Victoria baked gingerbread, skeptics turned saints. New Year's Eve, sitters engaged. Date night at their Seattle origin cafe. Latte spilled deliberately, laughter looping to first sparks. Hotel room rekindled. Slow, savoring, parenthood's fire unquenched. Spring's thaw heralded growth. Echo's non-profit status, grants gushing. Elena's promotion to co-director. Her wedding to a Berlin beau celebrated ringside. Alex keynote at a DC summit. Twins in tow via Jordan's jet. Policy 1. Playtime in cherry blossoms. Summer's heatwave tested. Twins fever scares. Clara's hospital stint for a fall. Family rallied, Victoria overnighting, Lila meal trains. Through it, bonds burnished. Jordan canceling a summit for bedside vigils. Alex's designs funding Clara's care. Solstice bonfire gentler. Twins roasting marshmallows. Milo gray-muzzled sentinel. Fall deepened depths. Jordan's firm-faced recession whispers. Layoffs looming. Boardroom battles bled home. Alex found him staring at bay, shoulders slumped. What if I fail them? Therapy unpacked. Elias's shadows and Thomas, now in fatherhood fears. Alex's embrace. Failure's not final. We're the safety net. Holidays healed. Twins' third birthday. Joint party blending Hales and Harpers. Brownstone bursting. Clara, resilient, led cake smash chaos. New Year's resolutions. Balance boards, family sabbaticals. A curve. Harper's stutter emerged. Therapy sessions Alex attending. Echoing his own youth stumbles. Jordan's patience modeled grace. Echoes added speech resources for queer kids, personal woven public. Winter's hush birth reflection. Alex's sequel launched to acclaim. Film greenlit with sensitivity writers. Twins narrated a children's book tie-in, voices piping pure. Spring's bloom. Family trip to Jersey, Elias's docks, ghost walks with Clara. Twins chased waves, Jordan and Alex hand in hand. Journal read under lighthouses. Lights carried forward. Summer solstice full circle. Bonfire with toddler songs, Elena's family joining. Alex toasted. From one love to legions. Jordan's eyes. Infinitely proven. Years layered like journal leaves. Twins schoolbound. Echo's global beacon. Clara's legacy in stories told. Victoria's foundation merged. Redemption's rippling. Jordan's retirement whispers. Alex's art thriving. In quiet eves, brownstone porch swings creaking. Twins asleep. Milo at rest eternal. They sat entwined. We proved them, Alex murmured. Jordan's kiss. And ourselves. Under endless stars. Love's proof eternal. Written not in gold, but in the lives it lit.